Well, good afternoon and welcome to the Idahoan Show. I recently purchased a new video camera, so this video is just going to be me trying out the new camera and comparing it to other cameras that I've run in the past. Not intended necessarily as a camera review per se, but probably end up being similar content. So for what it's worth, the new camera that I'm trying out is a Panasonic HC-V785. Now, like I said, I'll be comparing this to the cameras I've run in the past. Hitherto, I've had three entry-level consumer camcorders that I sort of use in different roles because they each have their pros and cons. Specifically, I've got a Panasonic, a Canon, and a Sony. Now, the Sony shoots pretty good quality video as long as the subject isn't moving too quickly. It only shoots interlaced video, and so if the subject starts moving quickly, then the picture quality degrades pretty drastically. But other than that, it shoots pretty good quality video, indoors, outdoors, etc. And it also has pretty good sound quality. It probably has the best sound quality of the three that I've run in the past. Another quirk is it records video in a different format than my other two, and so it's a little bit harder to get the video off the camera and into my video editing software. It's a minor hassle, but that is one reason that I use it a little bit less. So I mostly use the Sony for video where I'm filming indoors and I need good sound quality. Particularly I use it for my Salter videos or other singing videos. Whereas the Canon is kind of the antithesis of the Sony in that regard. It actually has some really nice features for shooting slow or fast motion, so I can use it for time-lapse video, I can use it for slow motion video up to, I think, 120 frames per second. And it also has pretty good sound quality, but it doesn't have good image sensitivity. So if I try to run the Canon indoors, it looks like I've got this deep red filter over the lens or something. That, the color is gone, the picture quality just is not good running the Canon in most indoor settings or any low light conditions. So the Canon tends to get relegated to a role as a secondary camera for outdoor action shots. Like maybe if I want to set up a camera downrange to watch an impact on a target, or getting another view of a muzzle blast or something like that. And then finally, the Panasonic has good image sensitivity, good picture quality indoors and out. But it doesn't have very good sound quality, at least compared to the other two. If something like a gunshot will sound relatively mushy on the Panasonic, where it'll sound sharper and clearer on the Sony or the Canon. And so I tend to use these for different roles, but in a lot of my videos, I figure the sound quality is probably not of paramount importance. I mean, if I'm filming outdoors and where there may be a little bit of wind messing with the sound anyway, then, sound quality kind of goes out the window. So the Panasonic tends to be my default camera for general project and testing video filming. And the sound quality may not be as good as the other two, but it's not horrible. You can still tell what I'm saying, so I'll even use it for filming the speaking intros to videos and so forth. So that's been kind of my go-to camera, but it does also have a few quirks. It doesn't boot up as quickly as the others, and it looks like it's booted up before it actually is, so occasionally I'll press the record button and think it's recording when it actually isn't because it hadn't booted up all the way. I've kind of gotten used to it enough that I don't do that much anymore, but after running it hard for a few years, it's developed a problem where sometimes when it is recording, it will randomly shut itself off in the middle of filming something, and then that's a hassle because I either have to refilm what I was doing, or if it's not something I can readily refilm, then then I just have to leave that out of the finished video. And you've probably noticed a few of those omissions in the past year in my videos. So I feel like the Panasonic, which has kind of been my go-to camera, is getting kind of tired, and maybe it's time to look into getting a replacement. And it would be nice if I could get a replacement that would kind of do the work of all three cameras. So based on the research that I did, looking at specifications for different cameras and based on my experience with the three, I selected the Panasonic HC-V785 as the one that probably has the best chance of fulfilling that role without totally breaking my budget. Now, this camera, of course, is not quite such an entry-level camera as my other three. It's more of an upper mid-grade consumer camcorder, but hopefully still better quality than the others. If it's not better quality, then I overpaid for it. But the purpose of this video mostly will be to try it out and compare it to the other three. So I've been filming this intro, obviously indoors in relatively low light conditions. You don't realize just how dark it is inside until you start messing with cameras. But anyway, I've been filming this intro both with the new camera and also with my old Panasonic camera. So we can compare the indoor video quality on this intro. I'll probably switch back and forth between the two during this intro in the editing. And then we'll also film some singing with both the Sony and the new camera to compare the sound quality. And then we'll go outside and film some action shots with the new camera and with the Canon to compare the slow motion capabilities. So should be an interesting test, which has really already been ongoing since I've been filming this with both the Panasonic cameras. So without further ado, let's continue to the other portions of the test.
Sing joyfully unto the Lord, ye men of every land. Declare the honor of his name and bow beneath his mighty hand. Let his praise be sounded forth gloriously in power. For by his terrifying works he makes his foes before him cower. All earth shall worship at his feet and sing unto his name. Come thou behold the awesome works that do his majesty proclaim. At his command the oceans part and firm dry paths appear, that men may follow him by faith and escape the world's fear.
Okay, so having reviewed and edited the video footage up to this point, I would conclude that the new camera definitely has better picture quality than any of my previous cameras, especially indoors or in lower light conditions. It does seem to shoot smoother slow motion video than the Canon, which was my only previous camera with slow motion capability. And the sound quality is better than my old Panasonic, but still a little bit subdued or mushy compared to the Sony or the Canon. Now, unlike any of my previous cameras, I believe that the new camera does have the capability to interface with an external microphone if I wanted to mess with those kinds of complications. So, you know, ranking the new camera by comparison to the old ones on a basis of picture quality, sound quality, and slow motion capabilities, I'd give it 2 out of 3. I'll probably continue to use the Sony for recording singing videos for the time being, but I do think the new camera will definitely be an asset to the channel. And before anyone decides to troll me in the comments about how they couldn't tell a difference in picture quality between any of the cameras, let me clarify that there are a number of factors beyond my control that will determine how this video displays on your device. I'm reviewing the original video as recorded. Once I upload it to YouTube, it gets re-encoded into YouTube streaming format, which theoretically has the potential to degrade video quality. And then more importantly, when you view it on YouTube and it gets streamed to your device, there are a number of factors that will affect how it's displayed, including your settings, your browser, your screen quality, your connection speed, etc. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video for what it's worth. Hope to be producing more content with this camera in future, and until next time, thank you for watching The Idahoan Show.